Okay, welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving into something that honestly feels like pure science fiction, but it's actually rooted in real-world science and planning. I want you to just clear your mind for a second. Try to imagine waking up not in your own cozy bed, but at the very end of a grueling 140 million-mile journey through the dark, freezing vacuum of space. Today, we're breaking down the actual blueprint for the first human city on Mars. We're taking this monumental concept straight from the source material and looking at how we take it from a wild dream to a tangible reality.
The source material puts it perfectly. Quote, imagine waking up on Mars, looking out your window at a city built by humans millions of kilometers from Earth. I mean, wow. It's a stunning, completely immersive vision, right? But how does that impossible dream actually happen? Well, we're going to explore the story of that very first city. We'll look at the meticulous steps, what daily life might look like, and, perhaps most importantly, and this is a huge focus for us today, the massive existential challenges humanity is going to face to make this permanent.
Section 1. The Martian Dream. So why did we choose this dusty red rock in the first place? Well, when you compare Earth and Mars, the differences are absolutely staggering. I mean, Earth gives us this thick, breathable atmosphere, a magnetic field that protects us, perfect temperatures. Mars is basically trying to kill you from day one. The atmosphere is less than 1% as dense as ours, and it's 95% carbon dioxide. The temperature regularly plunges to a brutal negative 80 degrees Fahrenheit. It is entirely hostile to human biology. And understanding this stark contrast is absolutely crucial. Every single piece of tech, every building we put on Mars has to completely overcompensate for those missing Earth-like qualities.
All right, moving on to Section 2, landing the first mission and building the city.
Okay, let's dive right into this. To actually bridge the gap between that incredibly hostile environment and, human survival, the first boots on the ground aren't going to be building skyscrapers. First up, step 1, they are frantically setting up initial life support bases, literally just to survive the night. From there, step 2, they erect pressurized residential domes. This artificially replicates Earth's atmosphere so they have a safe, enclosed little bubble. And finally, step 3, they boot up the localized grid, mining subsurface ice for water and generating oxygen. And here's the kicker. If any one of these links breaks, the mission is over. These are the monumental make-or-break early tasks required to get this city off the ground.
Section 3. Daily life on Mars.
So what does an average Tuesday actually look like once those domes are up and running? Well, you can't exactly order takeout, and you definitely can't just plant a vegetable garden in toxic Martian soil. Every single calorie has to be grown in super space-efficient, high-tech greenhouses. And as the colony grows, we're talking about entirely new education systems, literally raising a new generation of kids who've never even felt Earth's sun on their skin. And healthcare? Well, you can't just fly in a specialist from Earth for an emergency appendectomy, right? So this off-world society is going to rely heavily on advanced AI and robotics for critical surgeries and day-to-day healthcare. It's a completely self-contained, highly advanced way of living.
Now for Section 4, the biggest Mars risks.
Now we really need to focus on this part because hovering right over this whole high-tech utopian vision are some incredibly severe existential threats. Surviving Mars isn't just about building cool domes. It's about surviving what the planet actively throws at you. We are talking about severe dust storms, crippling low gravity, and intense radiation. These aren't just minor inconveniences. These 3 things are the primary reasons a colony could completely fail. So let's break down each of these massive risks in detail, because this is really the crux of the whole endeavor.
First up, the dust storms. And listen, these aren't just local thunderstorms. Martian dust is statically charged, meaning it clings to absolutely everything. And these storms can shroud the entire planet for months at a time. Think about that. Months! It completely chokes out the solar panels that keep the colony alive. No power means the oxygen generators fail. The heating fails. A global dust storm is a direct, critical threat to the city's very lifeblood.
The second major risk is the biological toll. Mars has only about 38% of Earth's gravity. Now, sure, doing backflips in a spacesuit sounds kind of fun, but the reality is a punishing physical decline. Over months and years, colonists will experience upward fluid shifts to the head, rapid bone demineralization, and severe muscle atrophy. Our bodies evolved for Earth's gravity, and fighting that biological reality is going to be a constant, exhausting medical battle for survival.
The third, and honestly perhaps the most insidious risk, is intense radiation. Unlike Earth, Mars doesn't have a protective planetary magnetic shield. That makes the surface an absolute shooting gallery for extreme exposure to cosmic rays and solar flares. It is the ultimate silent killer. To even survive, colonists might literally have to live underground or line those residential domes with several feet of water just to absorb the radiation spikes. Managing this invisible hazard dictates the entire architecture and the daily schedule of the whole Martian city.
Section 5. The Future Martian Economy. Now, if humanity can somehow survive the dust, the gravity, and the radiation, how does this settlement actually evolve? Well, the ultimate goal projected here is staggering. A colony of 100,000 inhabitants. Think about that scale. We're no longer talking about a handful of scientists in spacesuits. We are talking about a bustling, off-world metropolis. And that requires a massive shift from simple survival to a complex, functioning society.
To support 100,000 people, the city absolutely needs a functioning economy. So on one hand, the colony strives for total self-sustaining independence, right? Mining its own resources, manufacturing goods, creating internal trade. But on the other hand, for a very, very long time, it faces this unbreakable connection to Earth. Mars will still desperately rely on the mother planet for complex microchips, specialized equipment, and intellectual property. It's this incredible dichotomy, desperately wanting self-reliance while remaining tightly tethered across millions of miles of empty space.
Which brings us to a final, profound question from the source material. Will humans really build a city on Mars, or will it remain a dream? We've looked at the incredible plans, the AI hospitals, the high-tech domes, but we've also stared down those brutal, inescapable realities of radiation, planet-wide dust storms, and crippling gravity. The blueprint is absolutely there, but the execution will be the greatest challenge in human history. So what do you think? Are we actually going to see this in our lifetimes? Let us know your thoughts, and hey, don't forget to subscribe for more deep dive explainers just like this one. Thanks for learning with me today, and I'll catch you in the next one.